Well, thanks for checking out Just Ask Sam again. Today on Just Ask Sam, where we typically look about office, business, tech-related things, we're going to take a look at different types of pen ink. I've been experimenting with some of these Parker Jotters lately and just kind of trying to find what type of ink I like to put in it. So I thought it'd be helpful just to see kind of a comparison about what I'm seeing available and what's the best ink for you. So stay tuned. So without further ado, we'll get into it. So these are some of the ones that I've picked up to try out. We've got the Fisher Space Pen, which is a pressurized ballpoint ink that made its way in space. We have this one, which is a Merangue ballpoint that fits Parker's. It was kind of the cheapy ink that I saw at local Staples. So I think it was about $3 for the pack of 2, whereas the Fisher, I think it was about $11 or so. I'll maybe add some prices in as we go here. This is the Parker gel ink there in the black. I do prefer the black ink, so that's kind of what I'm going to stick to today for the comparison. So Parker gel, and then what do we have in here? This is the standard Parker black ballpoint ink we've got in here. And then a few others in this one. I think we have just the blue in there for now. The blue standard ball Parker ink. And that's the Parker gel in that one right now. And then I figured I'd pull out a few other ones just kind of for comparison. So maybe we'll start with this one. And one that has been a kind of a favorite of mine for a while, before getting into kind of the all metal pens, has been the Pilot G2. And this one is a G207. That one's actually a little different. Some of them do say on it, yeah, that one says on it 0.38. Maybe we'll do a test of both just to see what the comparison is, or if there is any comparison. So let's start on here. Pilot G2. That's an 07. I'll just move through these pretty quickly anyways, just to give a comparison. That one was the one that was giving me issues, actually. Now that one may not be as reliable because I think I was having some issues with it. Here we've got some Uni-ball Vision, and this one is in the fine, waterproof and fade proof. Now I think these are both rollerball type they refer to, or gel. It's more of a liquid-based ink, so I figure we'll compare those ones first here. And this one is a Vision needle. It does say micro, so I don't know if that's... It does seem a little narrower than the one they call the fine. This one here is a Pilot Fineliner. Almost seems like more of a felt tip kind of idea. I'm not sure. That's kind of more the disposable styles. The Pilot G2s apparently are refillable, although I haven't seen the refills carried in any of the local stores, and most people typically treat them as more of a throwaway type pen. All these other ones, they are just disposable pens. So now to get into the comparison to the Parker Jotter G2 style refills, not to be confused with the Pilot G2, which is the model of pen. The G2 is the style of refill that fits in these types of pens. And they do come in a variety. This is just kind of the ones that I was able to easily find with the local Staples store. So this one is a Parker black gel. And that's this one here. I think it tells you what the actual sizing of it is. I thought I remembered reading somewhere that it was considered a 0.7. Hey, 0.7, it says right on the refill. There you go. Which I have been testing it a bit. It does work a fair bit. Works very well, very comparable to the Pilot G2 that I've used. You know, the Uni-ball Vision Fine, I think is a little thicker. I think this Pilot G2, I think, is having some ink issues. I don't know if it got left in the cold or something. I know the Pilot G2s I remember hearing were supposed to be really good for if you leave in a vehicle in the cold. Okay, so let's do this one here. Was the Parker Ballpoint in black. There's one thing I've found, as much as the gels seem to write a little, maybe a little smoother, it seems like you don't have to, you know, push as much or give as much effort. I do find that the ballpoint just seems to look a little neater. I find the gel, just the way it kind of, the liquid of the ink versus compared to the oil ink, the way it wets the page, I find to be a little messier just to look at than what the ballpoint type inks are. So kind of comparing a bit myself, just what ink I like the look of more. So this one is this Merangue brand, which fits Parker Pilot G2. The one thing I did find interesting, some of these when they come in the package, I don't know if you can tell there, it has like a little dab of glue or something on the end of it. So that one did have it. So I don't know if it is a hybrid ink or a liquid type of ink. They do say it's 1 millimeter. The gel by Parker, when on those refills, also had that glue on the tip of it to kind of protect it, I guess, until you use it. And I believe the Space Pen did as well. So I don't know if that's just standard on refills that they do that. So that one seems to write fairly well as well. I don't know that I could even tell the difference between that one and the other. And the Space Pen. Comes with its special adapter to make it work as a G2. And this one is pressurized, so they do claim that you can write upside down and everything else. Underwater, any temperature, through grease. They say it lasts 3 times longer as well. Fisher Space Pen. So that's that one there. We did the Merangue, we did the standard Parker. And just for a comparison, I also have what comes stock here with the Zebra F701. Just the stock ink that comes with it. This is another all-metal pen that you can purchase for about $7. The only thing I don't like with it is this plastic tip. And it's just a very standard looking little refill. Don't like the fact that the clip moves around on it though. That would bother me, and the click on it compared to the Jotters leaves a little to be desired. So that's that one there. So I think that gives us a pretty good comparison. I'll see if we can get that close enough there that you can kind of see a bit more of the fine details. The Uni-ball Vision fine, I find, is just a little too wet. That would maybe be better if you were on, a thicker paper that's going to absorb more. This is just a standard blue line notebook. So the pages are a little on the thin side, but it's kind of a standard notebook, note-taking paper. But the Parker black gel does seem very in line with the Vision needle or the Pilot G2. I can't see very much difference in my messy handwriting. And then comparing the ballpoints, the Parker, the Merangue, the Fisher, the Zebra I find a little thinner, just in comparison, and almost not as black. It kind of has a more slight bluish tinge to me to look at it. I do find the Merangue to be slightly less shiny when you look at the ink. I don't know if the camera picks that up as well, but it seems to be just a more flat black. whereas the Parker and the Fisher do look very similar on the page, really, just to look at them. But really all very comparable, and to be honest, the Merangue, for being the lowest price point, I can't spot a noticeable difference. I didn't notice it skipping any more than the others. So really a pretty even comparison between them all. So hope that gives you some information about inks for your Jotter or Parker G2 style pen, and look forward to seeing you on a future video.